what was our plan? Is you will come here and make our documents, and after go to the US and live there.
I've heard so much BS coming from you.
Bye, bitch!
Awesome!
We finally figured out why Debbie and Oussama's story was dragged out for so long this season. And it's because Oussama's true colors were at last revealed. And he does expect Debbie to take him to the US.
My plan is to get visa, come with you, work here, because if I work there, I can make a lot of money.
Debbie, of course, is surprised by this, but are we? With that 43-year age gap, no, it's not that surprising. But the part about this that I am surprised about is how Oussama thinks he will make money in the US.
If I work there, I can make a lot of money to make our studio art, because their art is valuable.
Is he talking about the US I live in? Not a lot of painters and poets make a lot of money here. Also, is this the art that he is going to make a ton of money off of? Marrying Debbie would have secured his financial future without him even needing to move to the US. If he was truly in this for the long-term scam, there would have been a good chance that she would have returned to the US anyways. He would have just had to wait, but he didn't. And he also confirms that he did tell her they would live in Morocco. She didn't just make that part up with the rest of her delusional fantasy. So really, if he had just waited and planned this better, he probably would have gotten what he wanted. But he is a terrible scammer.
I'm not marrying someone that just wants a visa and go to the United States.
So I will stop this.
Debbie says that moving to the US never came up in their conversations, and I actually believe that. He didn't put a good plan together, got mad, and then foiled his own plans. Now Debbie is over it.
It's like, you're scum of the earth.
And Oussama is too angry to remember to try to charm his way out of this.
I'm creepy, I'm bad, I'm ugly, I'm son of a bitch, okay?
He should have just kept an emergency poem in his pocket to try to win her back. You know, something like, "Roses are red, hold my bones in a sweet caress. I'm not trying to scam you, but please, Debbie, take me to the US." That was terrible. Instead, he just calls her a liar and tries to act like their plan was to go to the US the whole time.
We were going to live here, and as time goes by, I plan to go back, visit the kids. That was it.
Wrong approach, buddy. Debbie knows for sure that they never agreed to that. He can't argue his way out of this. She is done with him.
And I'll never read another poem again from another person.
And just like that, she gets in a car to start packing her bags. Debbie immediately talks to her son, and this is the guy who didn't think this would work out to begin with.
Well, I'm glad you found out now than later.
I'm sure the I told you so's are coming, but right now he's more concerned about her coming home. And to me, her calling her son and telling him about this meant that this relationship with Oussama was really over. We also see Oussama talk to his sister about what happened. He says that her constantly asking about their future plans stressed him out, and he got angry.
ما فقدت الشغل عشان كيف عارفة اللي صار حتى الصبح ما بقيتش عارف شو ندير كاع.
His sister, of course, doesn't think he should have lashed out, and I'm sure off camera was like, "Damn it, Oussama, you just messed this up for all of us."
And now, Debbie says that I am with her only for the visa, but this is not true.
I think Oussama actually did like Debbie, and they did bond through art. But his sister confirms that he had a plan from the beginning.
دابا عاد فهمت دونك انت ملي كان عندكم اصلا بلان ديال نتوما نهار تعرفتوا نتوما دايرين انكم غادي تعيشوا USA.
He also tries to make this random excuse that he felt pressure from her to get an apartment when he doesn't have any money. And that sounds like total BS. He wasn't working and didn't seem to plan to work. So no matter what, he had to have planned to live off of Debbie. He did agree to live in Morocco, but lost his temper because he realized that she really wasn't going to take him to the US. But still at this point, he insists that he loves her and wants to work this out. So Debbie does agree to meet with Oussama at a coffee shop to see what he has to say.
Hi.
What do you want for a drink?
Do you have any Texas margarita?
I rarely laugh out loud when I watch the show, but her asking for a Texas margarita made me actually laugh out loud. I still don't think that she would have lasted long living in Morocco. Oussama, you could have just married her and she would have moved back for Texas margaritas eventually.
It's a desert for margaritas out here.
I think he also had a chance here to win her back, but he gets defensive instead of apologetic.
I told you this before, that when I am angry, you don't have to care about what I'm saying. Just give me the space and time, and after I can talk.
He sticks with that as his excuse. Why is he so bad at this? All he had to do was acknowledge that he hurt her feelings and say that he would work on it. And she probably would have tried to forgive him. But he doesn't try to do that or even bring out an emergency poem to try to win her over.
No matter what I always said now, It's too late.
Instead, he just keeps insisting that their plan was to go to the US the whole time.
You will come here and make our documents, and after go to the US and live there.
I think he thought that this would break her down and make her change her mind. And maybe there was a miscommunication there too. She did say that she would go back to visit, and maybe he heard that as they would move back, but she is not falling for what he's saying now.
You see, this is the mistake you did, because this wasn't our plan.
He thinks that she's weak and is afraid to lose him, but she recognizes that he cares more about getting to the US than her.
I'm making everything about a life. Your mind is like this.
Yeah.
You can't see like this.
And Debbie does what many of the others on this show don't do.
Your love is conditional. I've heard so much BS coming from you.
She leaves.
Bye, bitch!
I'm really glad that she walked away. She could have easily continued on with this now toxic relationship, but she didn't just keep trying to make it work like so many others have done on the show. Oussama didn't try to fight to keep things going either. Even though they were only together for a few days, I think all of this was just way too much for him.
Big Ed has a poem for you. Roses are red, violets are blue. Subscribe to the Kiblz channel.
You're my best view.
Debbie packs her bags and has to head home disappointed. I don't think that this will be the last time that we see her on a show. We already had one Debbie on The Single Life. Maybe we will see this Debbie on there too. I mean, she is very entertaining to watch.
Don't let your mouth write a check your butt can't cash.
It would be fun to see her try to find love in her own country. And this time she should try to find someone closer to her age.
So, I'll have to work on myself to be able to trust again. But I can do that.
Also, she is lucky that she didn't completely uproot her life for this guy. She can thank her family for being skeptical and not letting her sell all of her things, like her house.
Julian and Sandy's warnings became reality. And I need to pay attention and listen and wake up.
Now she is headed home. Back to the life she had before, and she will hopefully not talk to Oussama again. But on the tell-all, it doesn't seem like Oussama is completely out of her life.
Full of you mess with somebody's mama. You don't do that. 60 texts in 2 hours? Psychopath.
That is going to be fun to watch. We will have to wait and see what happens on the tell-all. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!